News. Good evening, everyone. This is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Thank you guys for your patience. I am back, and hopefully you're having a great Friday and a great Friday evening, to be specific. Hopefully you guys are off work by now, or if you're heading to work, continue to be safe on your way there. But as usual, guys, we like to extend an invitation to any business owners or advertisers that are looking to advertise. We have 5 shows to choose from on the Florida National News platform. So just shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com. And as always, guys, we like to give you the latest COVID-19 reports globally, here in the United States and in the state of Florida. So globally, according to the World Health Organization, we have officially crossed the 30 million mark in terms of COVID-19 cases, and we are at 943,000 confirmed cases. Here in the United States, we're seeing over 6.7 million confirmed cases and over 198,000 confirmed deaths. In the state of Florida, according to the Department of Health, over 677,000 confirmed cases and over 13,300 confirmed deaths. Now, jumping into our world story today, India is soon to pass the US as the #1 COVID-19 hotspot. Here's a bit more information on that. With nearly 98,000 new cases confirmed as of Thursday, India again broke the record for the highest daily tally of infections for any country since the pandemic began. It is on track within a few weeks to become the worst affected country in the world by COVID-19. As of Wednesday, India's total caseload had surpassed 5 million. You guys heard us talk about that, a number only the US had so far exceeded. The US still has more cases overall, with some 6.6 million, and actually, as you heard me just report, 6.7 million right now. But India is where the virus is spreading the fastest, which is why there is such a huge concern there. The country confirmed 1 million new infections in the past 11 days alone. Cases had plateaued in Mumbai and New Delhi, India's 2 biggest cities, in recent weeks, but they started climbing again and spreading as fast as well in smaller towns and rural areas where healthcare is already scanty. So the health ministry there said Thursday that over 1,100 people had died in the previous 24 hours after testing positive for COVID-19. And according to government figures, over 83,000 people have died of COVID-19 there since the pandemic began. But a majority of India's deaths are not medically certified, so the real tally may be a little bit higher. Now, India ranks 3rd behind the US and Brazil in terms of COVID-19 fatalities. Okay. Now, India has ramped up its testing to more than 1 million samples per day, but that's still low per capita for a country of nearly 1.4 billion people. And scientists believe that the extent of India's outbreak may still be underestimated. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated. Serological studies have shown that as many as 1 in 4 Indians already have COVID-19 antibodies, suggesting that real rates of exposure to the virus may be much higher than the confirmed cases may indicate. Now, back in March, with cases of COVID-19 still slow in India, the government did impose the world's biggest COVID-19 lockdown, given its large population. The restrictions left hundreds of millions of impoverished laborers stranded in urban centers and industrial zones with little to eat. So many starved to death as they tried to walk back to their home villages, sometimes hundreds of miles away. Their exodus helped spread the virus much faster across the country. In late May, the Indian government began easing those lockdown restrictions to try to alleviate the economic damage. Most offices, restaurants, and malls have reopened nationwide. Public transit is running again in many cities as well. And schools remain shut, though, by contrast. India's parliament also reopened on Monday for the first time in nearly 6 months, but at least 25 lawmakers were barred from the chamber after testing positive for the virus. So we'll continue to keep you updated. Stay tuned here at Florida National News for more updates. Jumping here to the US, Moderna, which is one of several pharmaceutical companies that are working on COVID-19 vaccines, they're looking to get their vaccine, they're very close to getting their vaccine ready for the emergency use authorization. So the goal there is for 70% effectiveness. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated. In more detail, Moderna's vaccine candidate, mRNA-1273, is nearing the finish line in its push to enroll 30,000 individuals in its late-stage trial. You guys heard us report on that several weeks ago. Of their COVID-19 vaccine. As of Wednesday night, Moderna had enrolled 25,296 participants. But the company may be able to declare victory early if it's able to show that people who got the vaccine fared much better in its trial than the people who did not. And a correction on this, vaccines in general must demonstrate that they are at least 50% more effective than a placebo to be considered for approval. Now, their mRNA-O COVID-19 vaccine, they said if it proves to be at least 70% effective, the company will plan to seek emergency authorization for its use in high-risk groups. Now, to prove its efficiency, government officials have said that at least 150 COVID-19 infections must be recorded among trial participants, with at least twice as many occurring among the placebo group. And if a vaccine is effective, companies could have their answer sooner. Now, an independent safety board will take a first look at Moderna's data as soon as a total of 53 people in the trial become infected with COVID-19. Moderna is projecting the interim analysis will occur in November, but it could come as early as October. Moderna CEO Stephanie Bancel said, quote, if the interim readout is deemed by the independent safety committee as positive with 70 or 80 or 90% efficacy, we will indeed consider approval. So lots more to come on that. And of course, this is the race for the vaccine. There are several other candidates in the running for a COVID-19 vaccine, so we'll continue to keep you updated. Now, jumping here to the state of Florida. Florida is one of 5 states that is part of the pilot COVID-19 vaccine plan. So that's good news for those of us in the state of Florida. So the plan aims to make sure every American can get the COVID-19 vaccine for free starting early next year. So Florida is one of those 5 pilot jurisdictions. Now, phase 1 will focus only on certain groups, including essential workers, healthcare personnel, those with underlying conditions, and those 65 years old or older. Phase 2 will make more doses available. Now, a spokesperson for the Florida Department of Health made the following statement. Quote, agency leaders recently hosted a 3-day preliminary meeting with CDC officials to initiate the development of the statewide distribution plan. We anticipate formal guidance from the CDC soon. The vaccine will require 2 doses of the COVID-19, 2 doses of it within 21 to 28 days of one another, and both have to be from the same manufacturer in order to very accurately gauge its effectiveness. So we'll keep you updated. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick commercial break and come back with some more stories for you. Stay tuned.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. In the next U.S. story, a federal judge has temporarily blocked any USPS policy changes nationwide. You guys have been following the story about potential changes that could be made for the U.S. Postal Service that as it leads into the general election in November. There was a lot of pushback and controversy as it relates to that. So in a recent development, a federal judge issued a historic decision to temporarily block those decisions. Now, here's a bit more details. The opinion from Judge Stanley Bastian in Eastern Washington's U.S. District Court enjoined Trump administration postal policies as harmful to voters' ability to cast ballots this November and deliberately suppressive to voters. Now, it places the judge at the center of a lot of blowback as it relates to, that continued position in terms of the U.S. Postal Service and mail-in ballots and the possibility of mail fraud. Now, the USPS must now undo all the changes made in the last few months, including the one made by Postmaster General DeJoy, which he has taken ownership of, which is significantly restricting late and extra trips, according to the decision. The decision mandates that all election mail, regardless of postage, must be treated as first-class mail. It also states that the USPS must notify the court of all requests prior, current, or future to reconnect mail sorting machines within 3 days of Thursday's order or within 3 days of a future request. It says, quote, if any post office, distribution center, or other postal facility will be unable to process election mail for the November 2020 election in accordance with the first class delivery standards because of the Postal Service's recent removal and decommissioning of equipment, such equipment will be replaced, reassembled, or reconnected to ensure that the Postal Service can comply with its prior policy, delivering election mail in accordance with first class delivery standards. Now, a coalition of Democratic state attorneys general sued the USPS last month, claiming that Postmaster General DeJoy broke the law when he implemented policy changes that disrupted mail delivery across the country. Now, the U.S. Postal Service rejects those claims, and DeJoy says he isn't trying to sabotage the election. Now, Lee Moak, who is the chair of the Election Mail Committee of the Postal Service's Board of Governors, said, quote, any suggestion that there is a politically motivated attack on the efficiency of the Postal Service is completely and utterly without merit. Now, this ruling comes as some Americans are beginning to receive their mail-in ballots and cast their votes for this November's general election. And if you guys have been following recent polling in recent political news, a lot of American citizens are ready to make their votes, well ahead of the general election in November. So, very interesting. Now, jumping here to the state of Florida, Light Up UCF, which is a highly anticipated holiday event, this year is canceled due to COVID-19. So if you're someone who is looking forward to that, bit of sad news for you there. The website for the event read, quote, we regret to inform the Orlando community that due to the ongoing public health and safety concerns and uncertainties surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, the tough decision has been made to not hold Light Up UCF this year. The safety and well-being of our guests, employees, partners, and vendors remain our number one priority as we navigate through these times. And of course, Light Up UCF is typically held each year on the UCF campus. The family-friendly event usually features an ice skating rink, photos with Santa, holiday movie nights, and rides. The event is one of many that have been canceled in Central Florida due to the ongoing pandemic. Annual events such as the Electric Daisy Carnival, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Orlando, and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Walt Disney World also will not be taking place in 2020. So continue, guys, to remain careful and stay safe out there. In the meantime, we're going to take another commercial break and come back with your business and sports stories. Stay tuned.
There's more than one way to enjoy a Moreno Bakery custom cake. You could smash it, swipe it, love it, cut it, devour it. Moreno Bakery, for every slice of life.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. In your business story, Carnival is selling 18 of its cruise ships amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Obviously, you guys know the tourism, hospitality industries suffered massively and due to the lack of tourism during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, in a somber sign of the times, the world's largest cruise operator is selling 12% of its fleet. Now, CEO Arnold Donald confirmed in a preliminary filing to the SEC on Tuesday. He said, quote, we continue to take aggressive action to emerge a leaner, more efficient company. We are accelerating the exit of 18 less efficient ships from our fleet. This will generate a 12% reduction in capacity and a structurally lower cost base while retaining the most cash generative assets in our portfolio. Now, Carnival had reported an adjusted loss of $1.7 billion in the third quarter and reported, well, there you go. You heard the loss there. Now, though the filing did not disclose exactly which Carnival ships would hit the market, the Miami-based company recently confirmed the sale of the 1990s era Carnival Fascination and Carnival Imagination after unloading the Carnival Fantasy and Carnival Inspiration back in July. Now, the CDC has banned cruise ships in American waters until at least September 30th due to the COVID-19 health crisis, following, quote, 99 outbreaks on 123 different cruise ships within the U.S. jurisdiction between March 1st and July 10th. So if you're waiting to take a cruise, you might have to wait just a little bit longer. All right, guys, now jumping into our sports story, a bit of great news for the Tampa Bay Lightning. If you're big on hockey, they advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. So very exciting news there. Congratulations to the Lightning. 1 year after being shocked in the first round, the Tampa Bay Lightning are headed to that final. They defeated the New York Islanders 2-1 Thursday night in Edmonton, Alberta. They bubbled to win the Eastern Conference final 4-2 and set up a meeting with the Dallas Stars. Game 1 is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. And you guys will hear this in a lot more detail when Casey Hudson comes back tonight with the FNN Sports Take. But Anthony Cirelli, who left the game early after a knee-on-knee hit with the Islanders' Anders Lee, he had scored at 13:18 of overtime for the Lightning's third trip to the final and first since 2015. Now, they had won the Cup back in 2004. Now, his shot went off the post and off the skate to Islanders goalie Semyon Varlamov before trickling over the line. Tampa Bay was swept last season by the Columbus Blue Jackets after a record-tying 62-win season. So this is a bit of catharsis for the Lightning. Go Bolts. The Lightning had 43 wins in 70 games in this particular season, the asterisk season, which a lot of people are referring to for any sport. But congratulations to them. They added, the rugged Pat Maroon and Barclay Goodrow, the 20-goal scorer Blake Coleman, and shored up their defense with Kevin Shattenkirk and Zach Bogosian. So, congrats to them. That is great news. And, Casey Hudson will continue to keep you guys posted with the FNN Sports Take. She will go into all the stats if you're big on stats and analyses. We're going to take one final commercial break and come back with your entertainment story. Stay tuned.
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up.
Well, somebody's got to pick it up.
I'll pick it up. They're clean. 'Cause my hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin clean. That's how I know they're clean.
Charmin Ultra Strong is woven like a washcloth and just cleans better.
Yeah, I'm Charmin clean.
The kid does have a
That's
point.
how my hand is clean.
Enjoy the go with Charmin. And for an extra clean finish, try Charmin Flushable Wipes.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. As we wrap up, The Batman is now back in production after the COVID-19 pause, after the star Robert Pattinson had tested positive at the beginning of September. So, great news for those of us comic nerds that are looking forward to that film. They're currently filming in the UK. They're resuming their production there. So stay tuned for those updates. Obviously, the film is set to release in 2021 due to the overall delay in film production across the film industry for COVID-19. So if you're looking forward to that, keep the popcorn ready and be ready to enjoy that film when it comes out. All right, guys, that does it here for us at the Evening News Rundown. If you guys haven't yet, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. All right. Thank you so much for your patience today and for tuning in. Hopefully you have a great rest of your weekend. And as a quick reminder, for those of us who are, business owners who are interested in advertising with Florida National News, you can shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com to find out more. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend. Take care.